Hello everyone, I'm back again with another toy review. This time I'm going to be looking at the Star Trek Generations Klingon Disruptor pistol by Playmates Toys. This is a part of their collector's edition line where they have individually numbered toys, and more particularly this is a part of the prop line where they previously released phasers and communicators and classic Trek roleplay props. You couldn't see it, but I just did roleplay props. That are more just glorified display pieces, and if you are a younger child, I'm sure that you do have some sort of engagement play with it. However, this particular one I feel like serves best as an actual prop for cosplay. It fits really well for an adult hand like mine. And the added included bonus of this toy is you get little posters, and you also get a little blueprint poster, and of course the pistol. Mine, I'm pretty happy being numbered in such like a low number. It's less than 10,000, which, you know, if you're in the Playmates collector's market, you know that that's pretty desirable. You always want to aim for under 10,000 at least, because that's what people, you know, seek out if they're actually collecting these kinds of items. Anyways, for the actual pistol itself, I have here, I already put on the side panel stickers. Hopefully my camera will focus on it, and I think it is, as well as the little Klingon logo. And it is constructed in some fairly cheap plastic. I'll actually go ahead and move the box a little bit. And it fits really well in the hand. It's very natural, and I already included batteries in this, but we'll look at that in a second. We're going to take a look at the box right now. And I think it perfectly, sorry for stumbling on my words so often, perfectly encompasses that 90s sci-fi kind of, you know, advertising of early graphic design choices. Here you can see it says real flashing light up beam emitter, Klingon disruptor sounds, stun and disrupt, ergonomic design with fast firing capability. And then this is where you would demo it in the store. Lights and sounds from the movie Star Trek Generations. And if we turn the side, it says pretty much the same thing. And then over here, the same thing. So it gives you a lot of options for displaying the box, which I really like. And then over here, we have something really fun that I wanted to show. It's a original price tag for Toys R Us, and it's only $10. Very fun. Here's that same parallel, you know, side box advertisement. Then this is the back, where it'll actually give you quite a bit more information and, you know, graphics. Tells you other toys that you can get in line. You can even get the Playmates communicator, which is ginormous in comparison to the actual screen used one, but you know, yet again, I think a lot of these toys, because of the, you know, general age suggested, ages 4 and up, they're made more accessible for children. So, anyways, we have a little diagram here that tells us this is the grip, this is the thumb rest, this is the stun control, disruption control, lower level heat shielding, light phaser beam emitter, and the targeting sensor. And it says over here, if I'll zoom in, press the disruption control for laser, light, beam, and disruption sounds. And then down here, it says the same thing, but just a different picture. Actually, it says press the stun control. Okay, my bad. It's just telling you the different types of levels of, you know, play you can have with it. And as I zoom back out, we see the other advertisements for the toys, as I previously mentioned, which is the 4.5 scale engineering playset, and then the toys of the actual, you know, 1701 spaceships of the Class B and the D. And then over here we have the actual description of the toy. It says, the Klingon Disruptor is a powerful energy-focused weapon with two levels of power, stun, which temporarily incapacitates the victim, and disrupt, which can be used to cause permanent damage, even death. The streamlined design allows for exceptional ease of use. The trigger activates a complex energy field and directs the flow through a beam emitter, which discharges the energy particles into a focused ray. Also known as the Klingon phase disruptor, this fierce weapon was recently used in battle by the Klingons Lursa and B'Etor Durus, the two sisters who once conspired a coup d'etat to cast out Goron from the Klingon High Council. The Klingon disruptor via Lursa and B'Etor may have also come into the hands of one Dr. Saran, the scientist responsible for designing a probe which attracts the mysterious space anomaly known as the Nexus Ribbon. Sweet. Anyways, beyond the box, and before we get to the blaster, one of the included things was the Star Trek Generations mini movie poster. And it is mini. And the faces of Captain Jean-Luc Picard and Captain Kirk are very, very bad. Jean-Luc Picard's okay. For some reason, they give Captain Kirk kind of broccoli hair, and the poster itself is very, very small and is what you see with the actual figures that you get for the Star Trek Playmates 4.5 line. But anyways, here's the instruction booklet that tells you, you know, what you do with the toy and how to replace the batteries, which, you know, shouldn't be too hard. And then here is the blueprint poster, which I think is actually very, very, very neat, and tells you a lot of info about the blaster from the perspective of, you know, the Starfleet, you know, guides that they would have, like the handbooks. And I think it, you know, this along with the other mini poster is a great little added addition. And if you're paying for this for, you know, $10 back in 1994 to probably 2000, depending on how long it was on the shelf, I could see it being quite worth it, especially if you're a fan of Klingons. Not that I am one, but, you know, Worf is cool, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, here is the toy itself, and it is decent quality plastic. If you drop it, it's not going to scratch right away unless it's on concrete. There is, you know, scuff marks here and there just from production, and we see too that there's different types of plastics used. This is the translucent. This is a more, you know, sturdy one piece of plastic. I think it might be painted or dual molded. I'm unsure. I think it's just painted. No, it's dual molded, and I think that the brown is painted on, and then the silver is painted on over. And then here you go with the sounds. And then it had the consecutive sound usage. And I think it looks quite good. So please let me know if you have any thoughts on this toy down below. I personally, if I had to rate it out of 10, I'd probably give it actually a solid 7. You know, I do think, you know, a lot of toys in this era started using the dart blaster stuff. That would have been cool to see. Obviously, you probably would have had some sort of obnoxious thing you had to pull back to put the dart in. But for a cosplay prop, you know, it's fairly obvious a prop, and you can get a lot of engagement play with it, and that's the main point of this. It's marketed to children, but also collectors. The box is really nice. The extra little, you know, paper paraphernalia is fine. I really enjoy the box. It's just from a great era of graphic design and toy. And, you know, it is very ergonomic. You have a lot of enjoyment doing that and kind of acting like you're a cowboy or something. Anyways, thanks for watching. See y'all in the next one.